We
Native,
might be back.
we're
Are we
native
back?
honor hours.
Could
All
we
right,
have?
again,
Could
let
we?
us know how it sounds.
Is this your page or the
This
Native
is the
Honors
Native
Hours?
Honor, see, Native Honor Hours
Old
radio
man,
show.
don't push me.
You can't hit me.
Yeah, I can.
You can't.
Monica's not here. I can do whatever I want.
Jordan's here.
I could grab you by
She's
your ear
a
and
younger
shake it like a
Monica.
chicken. No.
She's
not-
been trained.
Jordan doesn't have the look. Monica
no,
gives me the
oh,
look.
no,
Like,
she's been-
keep it up.
She's
keep
been
it up.
trained in to handle prisoners. She have you down, cuffed and hogtied like that.
She weighs 1 pound.
Oh, she's mean. Trust me,
I
she's
would
mean.
laugh when I tied
no,
her up.
no, you don't want
She's
to
scrappy.
see her.
She's a scrappy girl.
Well, shall we actually talk about
Okay,
Indians?
wait. Let's go back to the Dakota 38. Pat Lemire, thank you so much for bringing it to UNO. It was an amazing night. We had a full house, which we're really blessed to do. We had 100 seats, and I bet there was maybe 10, 15 empty seats. For us, that was really good. I'd like to thank the Office of Multicultural Affairs for paying for the food because oh, and I got water, cookies, and popcorn, so you know what everybody wanted.
Coffee.
Coffee. Yes.
It sounds a
I
little
tried
better.
to go
Still
coffee.
static, but I can hear them better.
Are we
That's,
too
is
close
that
to...
that as good as they're gonna get? That's
Does
as
it
good as
make
you're
it-
gonna get.
Sarah, does it make a difference if we're closer to the mic or farther away from the mic? We might be too close to the mic.
You might be too far away from the mic. Kenny, is that possible?
Is it this space?
No, I'm hearing it fine. It's just when we send it out, it's just,
It loses something in the translation, is what you're saying.
yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So thank everybody who came out. The Circle of Grandmothers put on that event, and it was the first event we put on. And really, I felt like the community showed out and supported our elders, which is really, really amazing. Our next Circle of Grandmothers will be April 18th in Elmwood Park. We're going to go for Earth Day, so bring your chairs, a side dish,
you
your
gonna do on Earth Day?
grandkids. Oh, it's fun. They have bands out there. They have all
It's not
kinds
gonna
of
be like that
stands.
concert with Gary Farmer, is it?
You know what? Speaking of concerts, the Circle of Grandmothers are getting around, man. This is the Circle of Grandmothers time. We put on an event. We went and saw Motown, the Review. Best show I've seen. 3 hours of old Motown music. It was the premise, it was based on the life of Berry Gordy. And it started with the Schnelling-Lennox fight. I forgot how big that was. Do you remember that fight?
It says it sounds better when we're closer.
Do you remember that fight? The
Which one?
Schnelling-Joe Louis fight. How old would we have been then?
You'd have been about 15. I wasn't even born yet.
When was that? The 40s?
No, it was like in the 50s.
When in the
So
50s?
you'd have been about 15.
I was born in 58. When
No,
were
you
you born?
Me? I was born in 59.
Yep. So was that fight then? But it was just great. The young man who played Michael Jackson, it took me back. For me, Motown is res music. When I was growing up, they didn't listen to Indian music. They didn't listen to that kind of stuff.
There was
They
no
lis-
Redbone at the
They
time.
listened to Motown. Motown was the music of the people. I remember the little 45s, Diana Ross and the Supreme.
That's how we'd be. If we had some money, we'd buy a 45.
Yeah.
Couldn't buy an album.
Mm-mm.
Too expensive.
My mom wouldn't do it. My mom, before she would drop me off on the res to go for a visit, I had my little portable 45 carrier, and she would always buy me a whole bunch of records before we headed out to the res, so we could mow town.
All right, so we had Dakota 38.
You people say that I interrupt you. Do you know that
No,
very
you were-
rarely
she
do
was,
I even
she
get
was
to finish a
unfocused,
sentence?
kind of lagging. I tried to bring it back so that they
Okay,
want
take over.
to. Okay. They can't hear you back. Maybe that's
I'm
a
not
good
talking.
thing.
This is you now, big dog.
Indian of the past 2 months. There's been a lot of them. Are you gonna? She's gonna act up like a little baby. Look at her.
I'm relaxing.
They can't hear you when you're back there. Maybe that is a good thing.
I'm going to let you talk, and I'm not going to interrupt you.
No, we have Bronson Koenig, who's on
Never heard of?
Wisconsin. Never heard of him?
No.
Oh, come on.
Is he sports?
He's a Ho-Chunk kid, 6'4", and he's very good looking.
Yay, our Class C
I
champions.
was going to mention them.
Woo woo.
But you were throwing your fit back there.
No, I'm giving you time to talk. I'm being quiet.
And she comes up here and interrupts me. No, Bronson Koenig is Ho-Chunk. He plays for University of Wisconsin. 6'4" guard. I was curious to know how come. Remember how last couple of years Shoney was all big time and everybody we'd have little Shoney parties and watch her play and stuff. There's no Bronson parties or.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's playing. He starts for Wisconsin.
She was the star.
He's the starting guard for Wisconsin.
But is he good?
Yes, he's good.
I mean, is he? Does he get a lot of press? Because Shoney got the press. That's why she was so well known. Shoney got the press. Is he getting the press?
So do they have to be really famous for us to support them?
No, but they have to be really famous to get the press.
Well, what about us? Do we have to?
Because I read Indian Country. I haven't. How come I haven't heard anything
I
about
bet
him?
you if you pull up Indian Country, he's going to be on the front page of that.
Let's do
somewhere.
it. I want to see what this child
No,
looks
you're
like.
messing. Don't mess with my. Let somebody
Yeah,
else do
look it
You're
up,
messing
Sarah,
with
would
my
ya?
thing. See, you just
Is
ruined
what year
it.
is he? Is he? No, it was right.
You ruined it.
No,
There, it's right there.
That's what
There.
it was.
He's a sophomore.
What school? What college?
Why?
Is
How
that the
many times did I say
Cheeseheads?
University of Wisconsin?
Is that the Cheeseheads? Is there only one state college in Wisconsin?
No, there's plenty more colleges, but it's University of Wisconsin. My point is.
Isn't that where the? Isn't there a lot of Ho-Chunks in Wisconsin?
Yes, that's where
'Cause
the
that's was their-
Winnebagos came from.
Yeah, that's okay.
But they, I was curious as to why there haven't been similar types of public outpouring for. I went for Bronson Koenig. Actually, they played in Omaha. Their first round of the tournament, and I went down there took my grandson down there to watch him practice. See, look.
Well, I would blame the press for that then, because Shoney got all kinds of press. Do you think it's because she was a girl?
I don't know. But I went down there and took my grandson down there to watch him and took a couple pictures of him. But we were the only
Cool.
natives down there.
I'm telling you, I didn't know about him. I would happily support anybody.
If you were just follow the stories of Indian country. Maybe that we didn't have our show.
Koenig,
He was
here we
actually
go.
our Indian of the Week one time.
I must not have been here.
Well, you've never been here then.
Ooh, did you see the? Never mind, it would embarrass you.
See right there.
He's a Wisconsin sophomore.
See, where's he at? This is good radio, isn't it? Sitting here looking
We can't
for-
find him.
He's on there.
Wisconsin sophomore Bronson Koenig has gone from role
They
player
pronounce it
to
Koenig.
role model to rising star in just 2 years in the NCAA. He is the first Native American to play in back-to-back appearances in the Final Four. He's a Badger. He had 6 points and 3 assists.
He also came out against the Redskins, against Indian mascots. He said that's part about being a role model. You need to eliminate stereotypes.
Good for him.
That's when he was Indian of the Week.
Good for him. He is just one of 14 American Indian males playing in the NCAA Division I basketball last season.
Apparently, there's an Inuit guy who plays for
They
Kentucky.
played each other. In Saturday's semifinal with Kentucky is monumental for Indian country in that it includes Koenig, Ho-Chunk Nation of Wisconsin, and Kentucky's Derek Willis, Inuit peoples of Alaska. Wow, Koenig is the most prominent native in NCAA men's basketball today. Well, isn't that sad that there's not more press? I mean, you could not turn on a radio or a TV without seeing Shoney someplace. You did?
From me.
Well, from Ed.
You know what else too is that Jude, Shoney's younger sister. They made it to the Sweet 16, and they
Where
had
does
it.
she play?
She plays guard for Louisville.
Where is Louisville? Kentucky?
Yes. So there hasn't been a whole lot of publicity for our native
No,
players.
and why not?
Because we've been off the air for 2 months.
Can we get him here?
I doubt it.
Let's give it a shot. Let's try and
We
get
couldn't
him here
even
this
get
summer.
Shoney here. He was in Omaha. That's what I was trying to tell you. And if we were doing radio shows and we could have arranged it, we could have done an interview down there, Kenny,
Why didn't we?
courtside. Maybe we could have got tickets. How come we didn't think about that?
Because I wasn't there to think about it for you.
I guess so. All right, so our other Indians, the Winnebago
Well,
High
good
School
for him.
basketball team.
Wow, wow.
took state.
And what? And did you see that they won an award for best sportsmanship?
Sportsmanship, yeah.
I work with a couple of those kids, and that the town supported them. They had a big party for them afterwards. That's going to be something those young men are going to remember for the rest of their lives. I could not be happy. Even my little Jorge got in for the last play. So each and every one of those kids got to play. It was a great day. And here's what I hope. I hope there were some college coaches watching these kids. Because, they're not getting recruited.
One of the boys made second team All-State. The
Oh,
6 foot
who was
four
it?
guy. The 6 foot senior Winjet.
Wow.
But he's pretty skinny.
Well, and a lot of them just are that Cleveland is a great little player. He really is. He doesn't have the height to play college. You've got to have some height if you're going to play some college
But not
basketball.
only did they win it, but they kind of smoked everybody.
Well, you know what? I hate to say it, but you know how sometimes when someone says something bad, it spurs you on? When that Wahoo announcer made his little firewater remark, that empowered those kids. And I was really proud to see how Nebraska came to their defense. When I was up there for school, they showed me an email. Northeast High School in Lincoln sent 1,500 of their kids to support the Winnebagos in the tournament because of what that man had said.
And I can say this because I know.
Oh, look at him looking
I
at me
know
sideways. He's
firsthand.
kind of afraid to say it,
No.
but he's
I know that it's a good thing. The comment for those of you that probably haven't heard it. Right after they won their first game, they played a traditional Nebraska powerhouse.
Wahoo.
Wahoo. They're in it almost every year.
I know, but it makes me laugh.
I
That
know.
name makes me laugh.
That's when you said Wahoo. I'm thinking. Then again,
Wahoo.
no, they a radio announcer, kind of like an internet, kind of like us.
I know, only
Kinda-
dumb.
Yeah.
You know what? You and I will say that there are places you and I won't go and are very careful. And I think that's to our says good things about us
anyway,
because
he
we
said
always
after
go
they
there.
won, he said something to the effect, "Yeah, this is a big win for Winnebago. A lot of fire water going to be flowing tonight, or something like that. And big fire water kind of win tonight."
Oh,
And I could say, with firsthand knowledge, that no one was arrested for any kind of alcohol-related
no.
over that entire weekend. They were celebrating a big victory in
And
a good way.
And no one was arrested in Rapid City when that happened to those kids either. None of the Indians caused any trouble. It was members of the Caucasian nation that caused all the problem with these kids.
But
The
who
thing
else?
that
We-
makes me proud, though, is that our kids, the Winnebago kids, the kids up in Rapid, our kids are showing class in
There
the
were a
face
couple
of
other,
adversity.
reservation-based schools that won state championships as well.
Really, who?
The Lummi School in Washington.
Oddly, I know somebody who's Lummi Indian, and I
Some
can't
Lummies?
remember who it is.
You've been slumming with some Lummies. So.
That's okay, because I won't even remember your name tomorrow till someone reminds me. I'm at that age.
So I think there was a team down in Arizona and New Mexico, whatever. So there's a handful of teams.
Well, and not all those kids were seniors, so they're going to have a
Oh, they
powerhouse
did-
coming
did-
back.
did a- yeah, but the only thing is that they're dropping into another division where they're going to have to go up against another state champion. But anyway, that's for next year. but-
What are they, C1 or
C-
D1?
C1. and then
C1.
They're bumping to C2 next year.
Ooh.
That's lower.
That's lower?
Yeah, C2, 1B.
Oh, that makes sense.
Cares. Who else? Anybody else? We talk about, is it time to talk about powwow already?
Well, no,
We're going to let Gretchen do that. You going to talk about
oh, do you want to hear a little story? And you will love this one. I got eviscerated,
What's that mean?
ripped up, eaten up, chewed up, cut up on Facebook.
Is that what eviscerated means?
They put up a thing about
Kenny
Elizabeth.
don't know. He's over there eating pizza.
They put up a thing about Elizabeth Warren potentially being the vice president. And I merely put, my concern here is if you are willing to lie about something as fundamental as your ethnicity, what else will you lie about? I had to delete it. I am no longer even anywhere near that page. People were calling me the worst possible names. You Indians need to get over it.
Welcome to my world.
And I was like, whoa.
Try telling someone that they ought to give up their mascot that they've had forever. Oh, you just got to get over it. Just being politically correct.
You know, after
So how did it feel?
After the Dakota 38, when I was talking, I said, you know, we constantly hear it was over 200 years, get over it. I said, nobody has given us time to heal. Nobody has apologized, and it continues to go on. So how are we supposed to get over it? Maybe you're not hanging people, but you're still starving people and turning an eye to what happens in Indian country. It's equally as bad. So when people say it was 200 years ago, get over it, you don't get over something that continues to happen. And I learned my lesson. No more responding to anything, even remotely like that.
It says the girlfriend says I sound farther away than Cindy
It's because I have the good mic.
because you're louder.
It's because
Got a
Ed
big
has
mouth.
to have the gold mic. He has to. And I think mine works better. Speaking of working better, Kenny, are you coming to the intertribal thing tonight? Because you are in charge of sound.
That's already taken care of.
He's got this. Yeah, I got that. All right.
Not like we're not static issues or anything.
Kenny's our sound man, and you have to talk louder this year.
Yes. I have the mic right in front of me, talking like
Hey, would you like one
it's
of those?
the sound system. It's
Do you
not
want
me.
a lapel mic? Would you
lapel?
prefer a lapel mic?
lapel?
One that they just click on here and you just carry the little sound box in your
Are
pocket.
those loud enough to carry in that big field house?
Aren't they the
Things like
same?
that.
Depends on the speakers, 'cause like before, this system's just messed up.
Yeah. See, our system was messed up. Let's look at Gretchen. Yeah.
How
they're
can
right,
they hear the
you.
basketball announcers and stuff then?
That's when they break out the good stuff. You think they break out the good stuff for us? No. They give us that stuff that if it breaks, oh, well, it was
I hope everybody's really good at powwow this year. Or they're not going to let us into the big house next year.
the big house meaning our new arena.
Yes,
That's coming up quite
the big house
nicely.
meaning our new arena. And you know what? It was the chancellor's suggestion, so it's not like we were just
Oh,
whistling
yeah,
in the
last year,
wind.
oh, this will be great once we get into our new arena.
It'll be nice for parking.
Yeah.
Wow.
So is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, but I can't remember it now, so move
See,
on.
that's why you're supposed to write stuff down.
The Red Road is back on the air on the Sundance Channel. Unfortunately, I hear a little rumor that Gary's going to be killed off, but you kind of knew that was coming because they already had to work with him for one semester. You can tell I'm school. They
one
had to work at him for
season.
one season. My guess is they're over Brother Gare.
Why? He's Brother Gary's.
A pain in the gazoo.
No,
The Great Gazoo.
no.
I'm sorry, that was a mental moment. We were trying to think of what cartoon is that from?
The who?
The Great Gazoo.
I thought you meant Al Kabong.
No, we
Remember Al Kabong?
no.
You don't remember Al Kabong?
He's, you know, I have to Al Kabong.
Not.
I'm just saying. You know where my mind went, and I'm wondering why
I know-
you're
I
hanging
know
around
your
with Al
mind went
Kabong.
there. And
That's new friend,
that
Al
was-
Kabong.
That was pre-hemp days.
Oh, Amp. You are so politically correct.
No, what was
Um,
find something.
I know there was something big,
Oh,
something big.
see, look, it was right here, the Lummi Blackhawks.
Named Team of the Year.
Yeah, it's a
Hey,
team in
when
Washington.
is NCAI?
I don't know.
Yeah, when? Because we looked it up today, and it didn't. It showed the next one was
Oh,
in
shut-
Minnesota.
Did
Yeah.
if you can find that, Kenny should post my Free Leonard video that,
Oh, I would love to
that
see
went,
that.
went viral. Didn't you see it? Gretchen saw it. Forward that.
Someone dropped me off the book about the trial of Leonard Peltier.
I'm on the. I star in that. Don't I star in that? Me and you. Me and your brother, Kit.
One picture is,
The sad thing about
Listen, now he's a critic.
the sad thing about that big Omaha head is if you were going to be the star, it would have knocked 10 other people out.
You know who has a bigger head than I do?
Kit.
Her brother. Your brother's got a big mug. I trust me. I was trying to get some little camera time on that thing. That melon's about like that. Like that. She could have
Good
been
thing
in it.
you're
Jordan
so
could have been
tall.
in it. She didn't want to. Did I tell you what happened with that video?
17 to 20 times.
No, but I
Oh,
don't know if
please
our
tell
listening
again.
audience has.
Yeah.
I don't know if our viewing audience has heard.
Share.
Are we gonna put that?
Share,
We're gonna put that on
share.
our Facebook. You're gonna share that?
Share.
I will. I know it was. We will.
Is
Well, I
that
don't
the
even know
first
what
time
we-
you've ever raised a fist?
I don't think I. Well, they didn't use the one when
But
they
is
raised
it,
the fist.
is it the first time you ever have given
I was
the A
feeling
fist?
But they didn't use that in the
I
video.
can't do that anymore because now that I'm old, I have this fat thing down here that kind of waves when I give the fist. So I'm doing the knee fist.
Jordan could have been in there, but she didn't want to go up there.
This is my knee fist.
They called everybody to come up to do the shoot.
She's a lawyer. Sarah and I had
Anyway.
been knocking people out of the way.
They-
Take us!
So we go up there, and I was with her brother. You know, his brother's. He's a
Because
big
you
shot.
followed him around through the whole thing, didn't you?
I did. He was like parting water from a wave.
He kept texting us, could somebody call Ed and tell him to leave me alone?
Get him a good restraining order on him, like a little puppy dog. No, but he went up there. You know, he knows all right, Gretchen. He knows all the big cheese guys,
Because he is.
and they had all the big cheese guys sitting up on the dais, they call it, and they had the
Ooh,
No,
big
it's-
word.
no, dais isn't a big word, but they had all the commoners, sitting down on the floor, for the
Commoners.
video.
Uh-huh.
And Kid Key, being he knows who he is, he goes walking up on the stage. I'm like, I'm following him. I'm with him.
Were you wearing your UNO shirt?
Well, you can't tell because as I was going to tell you, I get up there and he goes up next to President Clattersby and NCI President. All these other guys are there. And
Was Littlefoot there?
I don't know. Yeah, he was, but he's bald now.
Wait, so?
He shaved his head.
In Indian in the Cupboard, he was bald except for the...
You know what? He's not. Is he the little guy that was all ripped in that movie? He's not ripped anymore.
So,
I'm just saying. You can tell he.
look at who we have to compare him to, though.
Brother Gary.
Yeah.
Anyways, I go up there and I'm trying to find a spot, and Kid Key's up there. He's next to some big tall. And I'm trying to. Because Kid Key's kind of tall, so
Is he? Is Kit tall? How tall is he?
he's about 6 foot.
Are you sure you guys don't have some Lakota in you? Because you know that we have those tall men.
So anyway, and you look in the video, you just see just a tiny little.
Are you
I had to
sharing
close
the
down.
video? I want to see it.
Gretchen's trying to find it.
Oh, sorry, Sarah. I was trying to go on Facebook and I accidentally went on your page, but
I think it was supposed to be who's gonna tell President Obama to pardon Leonard or something like
You
that.
know, I
And
was
it's like,
really-
we will.
I was kind of surprised Clinton didn't, to be honest with you.
He didn't,
For some
he didn't
reason,
have
I
enough
thought,
money. Clinton was all about how much money you got to fund his library. You didn't know that? And then I don't know what.
Here's the
Barack's
deal about
waiting
Leonard.
for.
Leonard is not in good health at all. Not in good health at all. And if they don't pardon him pretty soon, he's going to die in prison, and that is going to spark outrage from the native nations like none other.
Well, how come he doesn't do it now?
I would hope Obama would, but I'm tired of hoping people will. Here's the thing, he's Indian. And it's like Mr. Freeman said, we're a minority within a minority. Even the other minorities don't care about us. So realistically, what the hey, man? Ooh, Gretchen.
Look at her.
Hey, I'd like to congratulate the Carroll family. They have a new addition, a beautiful baby boy.
Grandmother again.
I know. You know, it's okay to be a grandma when you're pretty like she is and still young. It's when you get our age that, oh, you're a grandma. Why? How do you know? What was your
You know,
thing
I
to do?
have to say this since you just mentioned that.
Mhm.
I was at Costco last week, and I was with my daughter and my granddaughter, two of my granddaughters, and it has this little pack you carry, you put your baby in like that, hip looking. And some guy came up to me and said, "Oh, looks just like you. You can't deny you're
Did
the father."
Brookton vomit?
No, she just said, "Oh, it's Grandpa."
You know, in my family, if anybody said you look like your dad, it was not a compliment. Dad was not a pretty man.
Really,
No.
you're not gonna back your dad up like that?
No, Dad was not pretty. Mom was. Mom was beautiful, but Dad was very Slavic. That's all
I hate
say
to
about
admit
that.
this, but you weren't hideous when you were in high school.
I was kind of cute, huh?
She
Too
puts
cute.
those throwback Thursdays. You're,
My cousin shared it.
see, now I can see where your daughter
That's
gets
what
it
people
from.
say. People say that.
Now I can see
What's
it.
really weird is I don't think me and Sarah look alike.
Yeah, you do.
See, I don't.
How
I
can-
don't see it.
No,
I
how
think
can
she's far
no
more
Gretchen?
beautiful
How
than
can
I
you?
was.
All right, but see now we get it when your pictures back.
She's
when you were
far
in high
more
school.
beautiful than I ever was.
I agree, but I'm just saying you weren't hideous back then.
We were talking about that
Today, however,
Where did you have your senior pictures taken?
I didn't have
Remember we
senior
were talking
pictures.
about that at dinner?
I didn't have senior pictures.
My mom made me go to Sears, and where did Monica's mom make her go?
I don't know where.
I can't remember.
Target. Mm-hmm. I didn't
So,
go.
like me, you didn't have any pretty poses by the tree.
I don't have any senior pictures.
How come?
Well, I was in. You know, I was like in a foster home.
Well, after seeing your hair, it may have been a good thing.
Oh no, I had cool hair back then.
You had
I had the cool.
mullet.
No, it wasn't
Business
the
in
mullet.
the
It was
front, party
no,
in the back.
it was the big. It was the big wavy one, wasn't
Bouffant?
it? No,
I
the
had-
feathered stuff. You leaving?
She's got to
Okay.
work tonight at her other job.
I had cool hair back then. Trust me. You know, it was that kind of hair was cool.
Big
back
hair.
Then. Yeah, the big part in the middle, poof like that.
There's a couple pictures that no one in the world will ever see of me attempting to do big hair in the 80s.
But
It wasn't a pretty look.
anyway,
I tried the Tony Home perm thing. Bad, bad, bad. Shall we invite Miss Cassandra Carroll's getting too big for us now.
she is. She's
too big.
She's
Too big.
There's
She's
no
too
more-
much in demand.
She sent.
So she sent her
Gretchen. Gretchen's corner. Is it?
Gretchen's
That just
Corner.
doesn't flow right.
No.
Gretchen's what?
Gretchen's
garage.
Gab Fest. Gretchen's Garage. That's just
How's
me.
that? No, I'm gonna get a piece of pizza. You're gonna have to go smoke, aren't you?
Come on.
Go ahead.
It's you. I'd like to introduce the lovely, the beautiful Gretchen Carroll.
You like my mom? Hi, and welcome to Cassie's Corner, but Cassie is not here. And we don't have too much, she didn't have too much for me to tell you about, except tonight is starting the prime time family reading again. And that is at the Willa Catheter Branch, Omaha Public Library. And it's going to be on Thursdays instead of Tuesdays this time. And it's from 6 to 7:30. And there will be a light meal provided. And if you need a ride, you can call up and have transportation to get you there. So that starts tonight. So that's where she's at, getting ready for that. And then she just wanted me to remind you about the Circle of Grandmothers. Cindy talked about that a little bit. April 18th at noon, we're going to have a potluck over there at Elmwood Park. And they have Earth Day that day also, so there's tons of stuff going on at the park down there. Bands, all kinds of stands and stuff. Lots of stuff for the kids to do, so bring the kids. What else? There was something else. The Urban Res Book Club is next week on Wednesday here in the CEC, and we're reading Sweetgrass Motorcycles. That's our book for the month, and that's at 6 o'clock here at the CEC. And there's parking here if you need to. You can park right out front of this building. And then, of course, the powwow, April 25th. We're all set for powwow. Everything's going really good, and actually having a meeting tonight with all our volunteers and Intertribal Student Council. And that's all really I got, though, Ed. She didn't have too much stuff. She didn't have too much stuff going on this week. She was out of town. Remember, she's been in Tennessee, so she hasn't been fact finding for
Let's
us.
talk about powwow.
Okay.
Who's our head? Who's our staff?
We have Michelle Madrigal is our head woman. Josh Leroy is head man. James Mincy, arena director.
Arena director.
Yeah.
James can do a good job for us.
Yeah, he did a great job last year, so I'm excited he's back.
Anybody else?
The famous urban MC, Eddie Z.
Eddie Z. Who's that?
No, don't get it twisted. It's Eddie Z, the urban MC.
Eddie
Urban
Z, the urban MC.
You know, I think
Practicing your
not-
powwow voice? Been practicing
No,
a
I
lot?
haven't.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I was thinking I need to MC another powwow besides UNO to like
You did? Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, you did OPS. You helped at OPS.
I'm thinking like another one.
You want us to have another powwow?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, good. 2 of you.
All right. I think a powwow that I don't have anything to do with.
Gathering.
I think I'm ready for a gathering of
Gathering.
nations.
Can you imagine what they pay?
Gosh.
Hookah, hookah, hookah! Everybody, first call.
Yeah.
Oh, the Leonard Peltier, I will.
Oh, you got
video.
it. Yep,
It's
you got
up.
it on there.
Yay.
So I'll give it back to you, Cindy.
Am I going viral yet?
I think you have 7
You're a
likes on there.
virus, but I don't know.
Why
if you're
don't
going
you
viral.
stay here instead of Cindy?
No.
Oh man.
Senile old goat.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Alright.
Gretchen. I also forgot to mention
No, don't
April
hit that
11
because that
oh.
messes up the sound.
April 11th, Creighton Powwow. Grand entries at 1. It's always a good powwow. And 2 weeks later is ours. In between that
I'm not
one
going.
to Creighton.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the bad news. It's on the same day as a very, very important event. The bead show. Oh. I'm not even going to eat in April.
You know, it's
Just so
also
I can
it's
go
also
spend all my
day of
money at the beach
the
show.
Frozen 4 final.
Bead show. Did you not hear what I said? Bead show. I think everything should come to a stop. The bead show's in town.
Did you get your Frozen 4 T-shirt?
No.
How come?
Okay.
No school spirit. Come on.
Go Frozen 4. How is that?
All right. Was there anything else?
Oh,
you wanna
no,
talk?
I want to see the... Okay, you talk. I just want to see the clemency campaign.
It's on here. You're gonna mess it up.
Oh.
Our show. Why don't you look at it when you get home? It's like 5
I wonder how
minutes.
old that picture is of Leonard.
It's probably pretty old.
You know, remember our old friend Myrna Red Owl?
Yes, I do. How can I forget Myrna?
Well, it's been more than 2 days, so I'm kind of concerned. When Leonard first went to jail, he wanted some kabubu bread, cowboy bread. And the only persons he would eat was Myrna's. He said she
Wow.
made the best kabubu bread. Well, some people call it cowboy bread. My grandma called it kabubu
We
bread.
used to call it cowboy bread
Yeah, my grandma called
with,
it kabubu.
with like gravy.
But that might be because my cowboy was not my grandma's favorite word. So maybe that was it. And it must have been easier to make than fried bread, but it was fried bread.
It was like a big skillet bread,
Yeah.
but it wasn't in it wasn't in grease.
What
You-
was it
You
fried
fried it
in?
in a big skillet.
So what what kept it from sticking to the skillet?
Well, you obviously put some kind of
Lardish?
lard on the
So
bottom
it wasn't
of it.
deep fried, it was just skillet fried.
It was skillet. It was like skillet fried bread.
My grandma made that way
Is
more
that better
often
for
she
you
made
than fried bread? Skillet fried bread.
It must have been easier because my grandma made that
You
way
probably
more
didn't
often.
have any lard.
Maybe.
See, these guys don't remember. They used to have. Were you old enough to remember the lard? You used to go buy the big white. You just don't.
You know what?
This is before I think they even invented the word cholesterol.
Crisco is creamy compared to what the commodity lard was. The commodity lard was rock hard.
And Kenny, we used to save the bacon grease.
Oh, my grandma. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, we used to save it and
Well, you know what? Realistically, we're supposed to. 'Cause
and
you're not
drink it
supposed to
later.
put-
See, and
You're not supposed to put bacon
That's
grease
old
down
school.
the pipes. We've been doing power. It seems like this time of year, everything just explodes into a big ball of craziness. And then, the honoring's coming up. Our baby Chrissy Channel is graduating. I haven't heard of any of our other kids graduating. John Free already did.
we think.
I think Chrissy Channel might be next. I think Chris might be our only summer one. I know Tyrell Pierce is graduating, but I think he is December.
I don't know. You're
We
gonna
have a young
find out.
crew. We have a young crew. We have a pretty young crew.
Gretchen, she's calling you young.
She is. She's a beautiful young woman.
She's your grandma.
I think when Gretchen graduates, she's going to get a full-size Pendleton. I predict.
From who?
Or maybe she'd rather have from her Auntie Cindy. Or maybe she'd rather have a Star Club. Hey, I wore my Pendleton jacket. You know I only wear it for good events. I don't wear it for every day because somebody might get it dirty or something. I wore it to the Motown Review and I got all kinds of compliments.
Your what?
My Pendleton jacket, my graduation.
Who
my
gave that
mask.
to you?
Monica.
She did. You know I wouldn't have bought
I
you
know.
anything.
I know that was my girl Monica.
All right. Well,
So are we going to be back next week?
I don't know. Kenny and I were talking about this in class that day he showed up. That one day he showed up. How we need to kind of redo this show.
Okay.
We're thinking, little 2-minute segments and just.
Well, I think we could still do, like, the big show.
We're trying to figure out how the big show. This would be the big show.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out how we could get more viewership.
You know what we have to do? We have to be consistent. Which, for us, if people knew every week
not
we
gonna
were on,
happen.
and we have to do better marketing. That's the problem. We don't market.
And we just have to be better.
And a major problem with
Big problem.
here's
That
a,
would be.
here's
I
a
think
big
that's
problem.
our problem. Is
A major part of our viewing, don't have computers at home. They don't have the internet. So
yeah, they do.
No, there's
Indians. There's more Indians on Facebook than any other group per
honey,
capita.
a lot more people than you
And
would think
isn't
don't
there?
have it at home.
Even if they don't have a computer at home, they find someplace to update their status.
Plus, our timing is bad. It's the middle of the day. People are working.
They never heard of Kenny. Doesn't this go up on like podcasts and we post it up here?
It goes on YouTube.
See, they
See,
can
so
find it if
people
they
can
want
watch
to.
it that way too.
Oh.
We've got to advertise it.
See, we
and
haven't.
we've got to be consistent. That's our main problem. It's not consistent. Yeah. I'd be happy.
Well, who are we gonna get? Who's gonna want to come here? No one, because
A lot
of you.
of people. No,
Name all the
no.
big stars we got. And who got them? Night
Uh,
Horse Campbell.
Payton.
Me.
Oh, Night Horse Campbell. That was
Senator. President Jefferson Keel. Me.
Do
Me.
you think I really care?
Choskey Spencer. Brother Gary. Well, maybe you had a lot to do with
You
that.
paid Shoskay, you paid Brother Gary, you paid the hockey boys. Anybody we paid wouldn't say no to the radio show.
Oh yeah, they would have. If they would have saw us in advance, they would have. Brother Gary wanted to come talk to you that day.
That was the last time Brother Gary will probably ever be in Nebraska.
We need to do something about our show.
Well, I say that we wait and start it over in the fall, because during the
So you saying we're not going on next week?
it depends on where we are. Where are you going to be?
I was
A lot of our
planning on
problem
being
is
here.
you're in Winnebago on Thursday afternoons.
No, not anymore.
I've had a lot of
Not anymore.
activities.
That's why I'm
Okay,
here.
well, okay, so we'll say we'll do it next week. We have to figure out how to advertise it.
Gretchen, you gonna take her place if she's not here? And then Sherman will take my place if I'm not here. What? You don't want Sherman here?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah. So we'll be back next week. Ready to go,
Are we
ready to
done?
roll. We're done. It's 4:00.
Oh, we didn't have
gotta
our
go get
knucklehead
ready
of the
for-
week. We didn't start until 3:20.
Yeah, but we got to get ready for. We got
Real quick, knucklehead.
do it, knucklehead.
There was an Indian guy who wore a headdress to was it Chicago Blackhawks hockey game, but he was native and said he could do it because he's native.
I tell you what.
What do you say to that? You're a knucklehead.
I say there's stupid people in every culture, in every race. There's always sellouts. Clearly, that guy was A, an idiot, and B, a complete and total sellout.
But the thing is, there's a lot of them out there.
Okay, Shoney was a McDonald's All-American and one of the top recruiting targets in the country. Koenig, although really good, was not a starter until another player broke his foot.
Is Chrissy hating on him?
No, that he's
I
explaining.
think Chrissy's just jealous.
Because what I said was true.
But
I
he's
haven't
a
heard of
starting
him
guard for the team that's in the Final Four.
after another guy broke his foot. But I see what you're saying, but I also see what Chris is saying. You know, he wasn't a starter to begin with.
Man,
he
Kenny,
ended
what
up
does
as
it
a
take
starter.
for us to back our people up? Well, he
But
only got there because
you
someone
and I have
broke
had
his
this.
ankle.
You and I have had this argument before. You would vote for a native just because he's a native. I wouldn't.
And you're wrong on that.
No,
Yeah, you are.
no,
You are.
no.
She's wrong, isn't she? Isn't she wrong? She's wrong. You're wrong.
No. So he's your knucklehead of the week?
Well, yeah, that they didn't give it.
Could have educated him a little
He
bit.
doesn't want to be educated.
Did you see what did happen though? They were having a music fest in California, and on the front of the poster was a white girl in the full headdress, and the natives caused such a stink that they took down all the posters and completely changed their thing. But here was my question: are they still going to let people in to this? Because this whole boho thing, well, I'm an old hippie and kind of love it. They're taking it just a step too far.
Oh, what?
Boho. It's called boho. It's
Have you heard that, Kenny?
like bohemian. Yeah, it's called boho, and it's in like my skirt.
That just
Someone told me
doesn't
my
sound
skirt
right,
was
Kenny.
boho. Hip. Yeah, it's kind of a hippie. It's kind of a hippie-ish type of
Sounds
deal.
wrong, doesn't it?
Boho.
It does.
But it's big in California, so that's why all
well,
these
there you
people
go,
are
right there,
wearing,
California. It's gotta be
wearing
wrong.
the. Do you see that California now is rationing water? Do you remember in the 70s when you had to pay to get a glass of water in a restaurant?
No.
Yeah. Water
I
was
never paid for
really
water.
bad. You had to pay. Yeah, you do.
Buy water at Costco every week. Bottle though.
It's like $1.79 a
No, it's
bottle
like-
at UNO.
It's like a dime a bottle at Costco.
Oh, maybe I should have you get me some.
You'd have to pay me.
Isn't it weird? I'll drink water from this, but I won't go to the tap and get a glass of water and drink it.
And
But
it's
I'll
the
grab-
same.
It is.
They show those documentaries, those guys back there with the water hose filling those bottles up like that. Organic.
Releases some of the
It's H.
bad things in the
two-
water.
Oh, that's all there is, Kenny. There's nothing else gonna get
No,
in there. and-
it's the plastic bottles that if they get hot, it like melts
Is
a
that
little
true,
bit.
Kenny? You serious?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who?
It degrades with like UV light.
We're native. We don't believe in science.
Don't say that. People believe it.
Like people take
Ooh,
me
massive
serious.
free summer. Guess who's playing at the Memorial Concert? You'll probably know who it is. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Remember Joan Jett?
I stopped listening to radio by
I
then.
love rock and roll.
That was in the 80s.
Yeah.
I quit listening to radio after the 70s.
But you embraced the hair.
No. By then, the hair was gone.
80s, big hair? Yeah. Okay, we'll
no,
be
it was
back
the big
next
glasses
week.
in the 80s. Remember those
One
big
or
glasses?
some of us will be back next week.
All
I
right.
think I'm in town all next week. I only have, sadly, we will be done with our Winnebago grant after this year. It's over.
You know what else we're done with?
What?
We're done with our service learning.
Yep. No, we're doing that again next year, just different school. We discussed that a
What's
little bit
bingo
today.
wings?
What are bingo wings?
Kateri said you were talking about bingo wings. It was boho.
Bingo wings?
That's what you were talking about.
I might be the only Indian in the world who doesn't talk about bingo.
My
Bingo's
girlfriend
over
said I had great hair. That's why she went out with me.
She loves.
I had great
Do you
hair.
drug her? Do you say every day, here, honey, have a little treat, and there's a couple pills in there that
You know, maybe
Get her
at first
through
you
the
could have
day.
accused me of that, but after 35 years, it's on her now.
she's addicted now. Now she's just waiting for that little morning. Where's my juice? Where's my juice? I don't know why I need it so badly.
It's on her now that she stuck around. But
I
yeah, see, I
refuse to
had cool
accept-
hair.
He did, Monica. Ed was
did.
hot. Ooh, it hurt my throat even to say that. It closed up. I can't breathe.
See, I said something nice about her. I said she wasn't hideous. And what'd she do now? Thanks.
All I have to say is you would have liked to try and make a little run at this, and I would have laughed at you and said,
Oh,
no.
please.
Oh, God, no.
Please.
No. It would have been the best. No. No.
No, once you smelled your smoke that coming out of your pores, it wouldn't have been.
You were not a smoker?
I've never been.
Oh, that's right. You've never smoked. You've never drank. You've never, that you know of, done drugs. You've had a few of my brownies.
No, I have. I've done that OxyContin or whatever that's
Oh,
called.
I would have paid
That'll
money
knock
to
you
see
out. I was seeing visions with that. I got scared. I actually got to the point where I didn't think I was going to wake up the next morning.
Well,
I was freaking
you
out.
were paranoid high. You should have
was.
chewed on some peppercorns.
And I knew right then, I said, nope, got to get rid of this. So I withstood the pain. That's how tough.
Oh, you're tough.
Kenny,
Thank you
back
all.
me up, man. He just laughs.
Oh, if you look at the film, Ed and Kiki are on the back row at the 3.47 mark for 2 seconds.
Who said that?
Ooh, Monica, your
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Was it 2 seconds?
2 seconds.
That's a bit generous. I thought it was
Ooh,
just
that's a
like
good picture of
that.
you and Monica
We're at.
on her Facebook page, her profile picture.
Oh yeah.
It looks like you're pointing at her boob.
No, I'm not.
It looks like that, Ed.
I'm pointing at the logo for the
I'm
cross
just saying.
team.
That's not what it looks
Jeez.
like. Monica, you
You're
want to
horrible,
pop another
you know that?
picture up. It looks
You're a
like you're
horrible
pointing at her
person.
boob. What do you want from me? I merely spoke what I thought.
Anyway,
You can
are we
point
done
at it.
now on that? Jeez.
Thank you. We'll see you next week. Have a good week.
Maybe you'll see us next week. This is for my grandkids. We gone yet, Kenny?
This is from my grandkids.